Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in data today, right? Building a platform on AWS that can actually handle the incredible messiness of modern data. It's a huge task. And you know what? It all really starts with one key decision.
And this is it. This is the big one. Are you going to stick with a traditional data warehouse, or is it maybe time to embrace this newer, much more flexible lakehouse model? By the end of this, I promise you'll have a much clearer idea of which path is right for you.
So to even understand why these new architectures exist, we've got to start with the problem itself. And the problem is, we're basically swimming in an ocean of data. I mean, it's coming from everywhere, all the time, and in every single format you can possibly imagine.
And that is the real kicker right there. It's not just about having terabytes or petabytes of data anymore. The real complexity, the thing that keeps people up at night, is the mix. You've got your clean, structured data from databases sitting right next to messy, unstructured stuff like logs, JSON files, images, you name it. How on earth do you analyze all of that together?
Well, all this data chaos has really led to two dominant architectural patterns. Each one has a totally different philosophy for taming the mess. So let's dive into the data warehouse versus the data lakehouse.
I absolutely love this analogy. Think of a data warehouse as a perfectly curated library, right? Every book is cataloged, it's structured, it's super easy to find. This is fantastic for things like business intelligence and reporting. A lakehouse, on the other hand, is like that same exact library, but it has a key to a massive, raw archive in the back. You get all the curated sections, plus the freedom to go explore all the raw, unprocessed material directly.
So, to put a more formal definition on it, the lakehouse is really trying to give you the best of both worlds. You're getting the low-cost, super flexible storage of a data lake, but you're also getting the powerful management and query performance that you'd expect from a traditional data warehouse.
Now, on AWS, this whole lakehouse concept is built on one simple, but honestly pretty revolutionary idea: separating the place where you store your data from the engines that actually process your data. They're decoupled.
And at the absolute heart of it all is Amazon S3. In this model, S3 becomes your central data lake. It is the one single source of truth for all of your data. Doesn't matter if it's structured, unstructured, whatever, it's durable, it's massively scalable, and it's incredibly cost-effective. So here's the big idea. Your data never, ever moves from S3. Instead, you bring the tools, the engines, to the data. Need warehousing? Great. Just point Amazon Redshift at your S3 bucket. Need to do some quick, ad hoc queries? Use Athena. Big data processing? That's what EMR is for. They all access the same central data. This completely flips the cost model on its head because you only pay for the compute you use when you use it.
And this magic, it's really made possible by two key pieces of tech. First, you've got Redshift Spectrum. This is what lets your data warehouse reach out and query data directly in your S3 data lake without having to go through a whole loading process. And then you have the newer RA3 nodes for Redshift, which were built from the ground up to let you scale your compute power and your storage completely independently of each other. This is a total game changer for cost and for flexibility.
Okay, so if all these different tools can access the same central data in S3, that leads to a really important question, right? How do you choose the right one for the job you're trying to do? Well, let's put them head to head.
This table just lays it out perfectly. Look, if your main goal is building fast, interactive BI dashboards, Amazon Redshift is purpose-built for that. It's going to be your best choice, hands down. But for that quick exploratory analysis directly on raw files in S3, Amazon Athena is the clear winner. And for the really heavy-duty data transformation, your big ETL jobs, the powerhouse you're going to need is Spark-on-EMR. Each tool really has its own sweet spot.
So with all that in mind, how can you make a quick, effective decision for your own projects? Let's try and boil this down into a simple guide.
It really just boils down to asking yourself these three simple questions. First, what are you actually trying to do? Is it reporting? Is it exploration? Transformation? Second, how fast do you need the answers? Are we talking sub-second responses for a dashboard, or is it a batch job that can run for an hour and it's fine? And finally, who is using this thing? A business analyst has totally different needs and skills than a data engineer. Answering these three questions will point you directly to the right engine.
So, you've done it. You've landed on a lakehouse architecture, you've picked the perfect query engine for your job. Awesome. But that just raises the next and maybe even more important question. Is the data sitting in your lake actually clean, governed, and trustworthy enough for anyone to really use it? Well, that's a challenge for another day.